how to actually use lead pages. And so any questions that you guys have, we'll scroll through those, as many as possible. I'm going to set up just a very basic template that I like to use that works out extremely well, or at least it has so far. And I talked about in the email, talking about which lead page templates convert the best, how to convert lead page to your own autoresponder or connect it, how to connect lead page to GoToWebinar, how to change the look and feel of it, how to use special functions such as the countdown timers, delay buttons, lead boxes, etc., and how to use lead pages with WordPress. So we'll be covering those elements and any other elements that you want to cover as well. So let me come over here to lead pages in the template section. And I am not a pro at lead pages, meaning that I know every single thing about it. You guys have been with me a while, know that I tend to use what seems to work best over time and kind of stick with it. I don't use every single feature that is available, but I will answer as many questions as I possibly can as it relates to lead pages. All right, so when we're here inside of lead pages, these are all of the particular areas as far as all of the templates. And you've got on the left-hand side, all templates or premium templates. Now, this is only if you're beginning to use their marketplace. And so I have a special account where I actually get the marketplace templates. And most of the time you have to buy those and add those to your account. But when they are added to your account, then it is added to the premium section. There are sales pages, opt-in pages, webinar pages, thank you pages, upsell pages, launch pages, and pre-cart pages. So when we're in all of the templates, then that means that it's going to show everything on one particular page all together. So this is loading up, and then I can scroll down the page and see all 72 templates that are available. So I love this view because it does give you the opportunity to see exactly what is included in lead pages. And if you're not a lead page member, you can go to paulbevans.com/lead pages. paulbevans.com/lead pages. I sent that link out earlier, and I'll send it again with the replay as well. Cassandra asked the questions, what's the difference between the marketplace templates? Okay, the marketplace is this button here. If I was to open it up in a new tab, marketplace are different templates that are created by some of the lead pages. I guess that they're designers and developers. And so this particular lead page marketplace upsell template that is available, this will load up in just a second. And if I wanted to use this template, you would click that button. And I think that for the general population, it's like for sale for like $7 or something along those lines. And then it is added to the premium section of lead pages. If you've never bought a marketplace template, chances are that premium does not exist within your particular lead page members area. So I'm going to click opt-in pages and show you one of the templates that I use the most that has converted extremely well for me. And I think it's because of its simplicity. And it's this one here that says giveaway 2-step, squeeze page number 2. And it has a picture of a book, yellow highlights right there on it. And it keeps it just super tight. So I'm going to open that up, and I'll use this as the opening example. So with lead pages, just about everything is clickable and changeable. So if I come up to this logo area and I click it and I scroll all the way down to the bottom, it will tell me that the maximum width is 246 px or pixels. And so all of my images keep scrolling through there. But if I come up to one that I've already got created, like this Paul B. Evans or this black and white that already matches it, then when I click it, it automatically inserts it. And another key step is to click OK. I've had some people say, I've clicked save, but my changes didn't save. And it's usually because we forget to click the OK button, because when you click one of the images, it will put it in there, but it doesn't stay in until I've clicked OK. So I'll come back up. And this is an account that Carrie Wilkerson and I share. That's why you see her photo in there and my photo in there, and then some of our clients' photos as well. So I click OK, and that change is documented, and I still have unsaved changes. So I'm just going to call this test page. Click Save. And it says LeadPages does not store personal information. Please integrate. The reason, and this does not happen with every single template, but I've had this question as well, and that's why I wanted to use this example, is that when you click Save and you get this message, it means that it wants me to go ahead and integrate with one of my forms before it saves this particular template. So I'm going to go over to One Automation Wiz, and I've got just a little fake email account here. I'm going to create a sign up form. I'm just going to leave it as is with the name and the email. Save your form. Click Settings. I'll leave the thank you page as the basic version, the already subscribed page as the basic version. Click Save Form. It's going to be named My Web Form. And then I can go to Publish. Install my form. With LeadPages, you do need to install the raw HTML version. Now I'm using Aweber. If I was using MailChimp, I would be able to integrate it directly without having to go and grab the code. But with Aweber, for the most part, you need to grab this code. So I'm going to copy all of that. Come back to my template and come down to Aweber. I'm going to paste in my code. I'll click Customize Form. And now it gives me form image, heading style, form style, etc. And I just want to click OK. And then when I go to save the changes, see the changes actually save and take place. So that's one of the little hiccups on a couple of the themes that a lot of people don't get in the beginning, because they're like, well, what happened? My opt-in form, I'm not able to save it. So you often have to do the opt-in form integration. Now, something else that's interesting about this particular template is it does have a thank you page, so that even if you didn't set the thank you page over in Aweber, you could create it here, and I could send people anywhere I wanted to after the opt-in. I can send them back to my site. Even if this is a double opt-in, I can send them straight back to my site for the download if I want to do that. Also, with the integration settings, if I want to integrate with GoToWebinar and I click yes, then any of my webinars will show up here on the panel. Like I've got a Nicheology 10-year anniversary. When I click that, click OK. Save changes, and then I'm going to save at the top of the screen again. And so now when someone opts in for the free report, then I capture their name and their email address in my Aweber account, but it also automatically registers them for the GoToWebinar. So that way they're not having to go back and opt in again with GoToWebinar. The reason that I used name and email instead of just email is that if I only used email, then everybody who registered for GoToWebinar would be called friend. So right now I can look over and I can see Nancy and Cassandra and Sandy and Leslie. I see all your names. But if I'd not done that, all I would see is friend. And that is not super helpful, especially when somebody asks a question, because then I don't know where it comes from. All right, so Thomas asked the question about these images. Are these images ones that I upload into my account? Exactly right. So get started Google Analytics. Let's say that I grab a new image for that. Come all the way down and I can click Upload New Image. It's going to take a minute to think. And here it comes. And let's see. Here is a God Loves Short People book. Click Choose. It is now uploading. Your maximum image size is 5 megabytes. Recommended max size width is 340 pixels. And if it goes beyond that, if it's wider than that, then it will automatically bring it down. All right, so that was inserted. I click OK. Now, a note is that with this image, notice that I've got the white space there. It's because it wasn't a true PNG. and it did not have a background that was transparent. All right, so I can come all the way down, click OK to make sure that that's taken place. I click Save. Quickly learn how to use Google Analytics. Free report and webinar proves that God loves short people. All right, so those of you who know me know where this is coming from. Those of you who don't, who are new, are probably thinking, this guy is a nut. What is he talking about? But that is a forthcoming book. What if tall people are short too? Quickly learn how to use this amazing tool. All right, so I clicked OK. Sometimes if I forget, then you can just click it again and just make sure that you've clicked OK. You can change any of this. I can change the color of that if I want to. Let's make it green. Click OK. And then I've got download now, but I may want that to say register now. So when I clicked it, the pop-up automatically came up. I'm going to leave, get my free report. I can change any of the colors that I want to in here. Always click OK. And then notice that once I exited out, then the button text came up. Download now. I'm going to say register. And download now. Click OK. And then legal information I can keep there, or I can have it hidden. Click OK. Get my free report now. Just a same link opens up. And no thanks, I'll pass on this opportunity. You can then have another link in to allow them to bypass it. I usually hide that. Click OK. Click Save. And now I am ready. I can preview or I can publish. When I click Publish, View Page, it opens it up and shows us exactly what was created. When I register and download, I can put in my name, get my free report, and it's going to tell me that I need a confirmation link. And if I had put in my thank you page, it would have automatically sent me there. I'm also automatically registered for GoToWebinar as well. Now, if I wanted to take this page and I want to add it to WordPress, there is a plugin that you just upload like any plugin in WordPress. And then over on the left-hand side, you will then have your, your LeadPages link. And I want to add new. When that opens up, test page is number one because I just worked on it, but I can grab any of my pages, any of my lead pages I'm able to grab. But I'm going to use test page. I'm going to call this test page right now. Click publish. And it's taking a little while to think. And then once it's saved, open up in a new tab. And it's set. And of course, the cool thing about LeadPages is once I have that set up, then anytime I change this page, any change that I do on this page and save it will automatically show up on this page. I don't have to reload it. I don't have to go back into WordPress and change anything. It will just automatically make those changes. All right, so that's a first run through of a particular template. And there are a lot of different templates that are available. I'm going to come back over because we do have some questions that have come in. What is the best opt-in page where I can use video? All right, so if you come over here, there are sales pages and the pre-cart pages both have some good video pages on here. So here's a video page right here, G Plus Hangout, video page, long form sales letter, super simple sales page. If you want more of a standard video page, here's a launch funnel page and a webinar page, both of which will allow you to do sales on the page. You can certainly suppress this button if you would like to. We'll go and use this one in just a minute because I did want to cover the countdown and I did want to cover allowing this button to come in. But you can suppress any of these buttons if you want to. If you just wanted to use this page to show a video and you didn't want to sell anything, you can do that with any of those. So we'll come back to this one in just a minute, Debbie. Debbie says, I need to get phone numbers. Can I change the opt-in form to add that on most templates? On most templates, you can't, Debbie, that it just allows the name and the email. Judy asks, where do you get or make your 3D book images? You can get them done at Fiverr. You can use something like Boxshot King, or I use Pro Action Scripts, and they are used with Photoshop. Nancy asks, is the legal information beyond that link something you have customized, or does LeadPages have a standard language there? They just put in an example, Nancy, and what you want to do is have your own written specifically for your site and added in. All right, so let's use this webinar replay template real quick. Let's use this template. I always click no, I'd rather not say. So we've got webinar replay, but again, it says webinar replay template, but it doesn't have to be that, right? It can be anything. It could be watch this video now. Always click OK. This replay will be removed on Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is totally cool if that's when you want to remove it, or you can take that out and not have it at all. So if there's not a hidden button, just go in and delete it and click OK. So it takes that out. The frame is still there, but there's no language that's in there. Dynamic controls. This is where the counter is controlled. Dynamic control. And it is on the 24-hour portion. So I'm going to put in 2014, 05. It is the 13th. And let's put this at 20. And this GMT minus 4. So this should be Eastern time automatically, I believe. You can put in your Twitter ID if you want people to be able to tweet. And I click OK. I want to make sure that I save that. And so now I've changed my clock. Here is where the video goes. And the recommended size of the video is 760 by 428. Let's go over to YouTube. Here's Taylor Swift. This is Our Song by Taylor Swift. I know you guys are excited about that. Share, embed, and I just grab that code, copy the code. You see where I was. Here we go. Insert the video code and notice that it says 420. So I just make that 760. And the height is 428. All right, so then I click OK. And I've got my video that's loaded. And then click here to buy now. HTTP. There's contact, but let's go with LeadPages. Open a new window. Let's say yes. Now click OK. Also, fade in box. So we see this click here to buy. We've got the fade in box. Let's say that I want that to show up after 10 seconds, but I would probably do it to make it, better than that. But we'll say 10 seconds. I've got unsaved changes. So let me name this test 2. Click save. I'm not going to do any tracking. Let me publish my page, view page. So I've got 5 hours. Watch this video now. Taylor Swift. I've got 1,084 comments in here. I usually suppress Facebook. And notice after 10 seconds, click here to buy came in. They can click there. It will automatically take them over to LeadPages. All right. So that, Debbie, is a great little video placeholder if you're using a countdown clock, but any of those are really good as far as video goes. Close out a couple of these boxes so I don't get too lost. All right, let me come back to the questions. Prudence says, do you need to link the template to your website, or do you just leave it as is in LeadPages? I thought Carrie worked with LeadPages only one at a time in the past, and she had problems with her website. Great question, Prudence. And what Prudence is talking about is that I like to put my LeadPages on my WordPress site, but I don't have to, right? So if I publish and I just use this link right here, https://welead.leadpages.net test page, then I can take that anywhere. I can send it out through an email. It really doesn't matter. And it's self-hosted. So if my WordPress went down, I could still use this link, right? And what Prudence is talking about is that a while back, Carrie's sites went down, but she launched a product using only LeadPages and her checkout system. So she used a lead page to sell the product. They went to the checkout system, and the thank you page was another lead page. So everything was hosted by LeadPages itself. Great question, Prudence. Judy says, when you have a template that has bullets like check marks by a list of what the product contains or covers, is there a way to add more bullets to the template? It's a good question, Judy, and it really depends on which template it is. I know that that doesn't seem to answer the question, but some templates have a built-in number of bullets, and other templates allow you to add bullets down the page. For example, let's see, I was just using one for my short people page. Let me see which one it was. Here we go. So use this template. So at the bottom of this page, we actually have, 4 bullets here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I hit enter, it automatically adds a new one. So this template does allow you to do that. Every template, Judy, does not allow you to do it. All right. So hopefully that answers the question. You kind of have to look at the template and see if it allows you to. I don't have a master list of which ones allow you to add new bullets or not. All right, let's see. Close this down, All right, next question. Let's see. Well, Jeff just said rocket. That was it. Cassandra says, let's see. Is it possible for you to send the replay? Okay, I see your question there, Cassandra. Yes, it is. Snowden, when you change the video specs, her question is, when you change the video specs, won't that distort it? On some videos, it will, Snowden. On most videos, if they are a standard size, then it's not really going to change the look or the view of it at all. Only if it was recorded in really bad quality will it do that. Debbie, yes, you can link this to your Aweber to make it an opt-in page. Absolutely correct. And that's what we did right out of the gate today. Kate's question is, why do you suppress Facebook? I like to suppress Facebook because I'm probably not going to get a lot of interaction from it. And if you've got 1,000 comments, well, what does that do? That creates a lot of social proof, right? But if you've just got one comment and it's like 5 days old, it looks like nobody's looking at the page. So I like to suppress it. All right, excellent. Yes, Nicole, you can use MailChimp as your list builder. So let me go here to opt-in form integration settings. You notice that I used Aweber earlier. Let me switch it to MailChimp. Now it will automatically load my MailChimp list. And so the BEU webinar list is loaded in here. And all I have to do is click customize this form and it will save that. I've actually changed the list, right? So that can work out that way. Again, with Aweber, and Debbie, with Aweber, you'd grab your Aweber code. I would copy that. I would come back in, paste that in, click customize form, and it's going to open up this new window. I'm going to click OK to make sure that it was saved. And I'll save it again, and all of my changes are saved. Cheryl says, Paul, if you use LeadPages, what are you using as a list build in your right navigation? All of your word pages include blog posts. Okay, so let me go over to my website. This will take a second to load. We're using maximum bandwidth. So I've got a lot of blog posts, etc. Now at the top of my page, if you came to paulbevans.com for the first time, then it would actually show up like this. So I'm using a drop down to build my page, Cheryl. Also, on some of these, if I click here, it's going to open up a lead page for Achieve Anything Now. If I go back, if I click Launch Your Voice, guess what? It's another lead page for this particular webinar replay. If people are over here on the right-hand side and they click Engage, yep, you guessed it. It's another lead page that's going to pop up. And if they click Platform Results, it's another lead page. And notice I'm using really that exact same one that we saw right there at the beginning. And so all of those, Cheryl, are still lead pages that are linked from my homepage. All right. So this particular one, Debbie asked the question, can the video page template be designed as an opt-in? Not this particular template, not a sales template. But if we go to other templates and we look at opt-in pages, then any of the opt-in pages that use a video like this one uses a video or at least a fake video. This one has a video template. Any of those particular video templates you can use. This one is a video template that you could use for an opt-in. So make sure that you're clicking the opt-in pages. The sales video templates, you won't be able to do that. Cassandra, you are welcome. She said, thank you for showing the example of MailChimp. Grace says, Paul, for a marketer that's starting to build a list, how can they best leverage LeadPage to build the list? Well, I think, Grace, that we follow a lot of the fundamentals that we've all seen or taught for the most part when it comes to an opt-in. You know, there are some great squeeze pages like this that I think are really good, but they've got a lot of extra elements to them as far as getting up and off the ground. If I was just beginning to build a list and I didn't have my graphics yet and I didn't know a lot about getting everything designed, I would use something like this, a super basic squeeze page. So when I didn't opt in for it, if I choose this template, and I say no thanks, rather not, then I don't need a graphic or anything. And this is exactly the template that you guys used to register for this webinar, right? Looks super familiar. And so I would say, Grace, to begin with, you want something that's really easy to give away. This is a great example that Clay and the guys at LeadPages teach. Free report reveals the 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. You know, that's just a great little giveaway, right? Read this report right now. So Grace, that's what I would do, is I would do something that's a really easy giveaway. It doesn't have to be a lot of pages, something you can get up within an hour or two, and then follow the examples that I've used in this webinar. Thomas, it is not too early. Thomas says, maybe too early, but how do lead boxes work? So let me go and give you an example of lead boxes. So I've got just a couple of little ones that I've played around with, but let's create a new lead box. Say no thanks, I'd rather not. And notice that it says enter your email address, your email, free instant access, etc. So let's use that same code, Aweber. I'm going to paste the code in. I'm going to customize this form. And notice that it read my code and automatically put the name in, right? Name, email, free instant access. Here is an image, but I'm going to hide it. Well, let's say I'm going to give away a free chapter from God Loves Short People. I can click OK. I've integrated form image, head setting if I want, heading style if I want to change that, form style, submit button, privacy policy, tracking code if I want that, thank you page if I want that. I can add that in as well. So now my lead box is testing lead box, save changes. Now I'm going to publish it. Notice that it gives me this script or this code. There are a couple of options. One is I can use this code directly in any page, HTML page, WordPress page, whatever. Or I can simply grab this link if I want to, this HTTPS all the way through to here, and just use that link if I want to. But let's say that I want to use this script. I'll copy it. Come over to Paul Evans. I'm going to do a new page for you guys just to test this out. Again, it'll take a minute for this to load up. I know we have to jump back and forth a little bit, guys, because I'm just answering questions as they come in. Testing lead box. And let's say that I've got an article here that I'm writing. And then I'm going to put this in right here at the bottom. So let me come over, publish my page. And once that saves, we'll look at it. Super slow response time today. So open a new page and open a new tab. So we see that it's paulbevans.com/testing-lead-box. And then when that comes up, click here to subscribe to my email list. So when I click that, then the lead box pops up. Enter your email address below, blah, blah, blah. Free instant access. So what this does is it keeps them on my page, right? So they've just read my article. Click here to subscribe to my mailing list. And I can make it say anything that I want to. And the lead box pops up. So it doesn't transfer them to a separate page. It doesn't cause them to leave my site. It keeps everything right there within the page itself. So that's the main function of a lead box. Great question, Thomas. Judy says, I'm struggling with how to do the lineup for a paid webinar course with GoToWebinar integration, opt-in to sales page, PayPal registration. When I've tried setting them up, they went straight to the GoToWebinar registration, skipping the money part. Okay, that's going to be a little bit tough, Judy, since it is a paid webinar. What I would suggest is that you have them check out first, and then the thank you page is the opt-in page for the webinar. And it would also be an opt-in page for your list, right? So they would actually go to PayPal or wherever, check out, and then land on a thank you page that is any one of these pages that you want to design, but are also integrated with GoToWebinar, just like we did. Cassandra says, do you find the video opt-in converts better? I rarely use video opt-in, Cassandra. I really just use a free giveaway that's super tight, like the examples that I've given you. So I've not tested that extensively. Oh, good question. Debbie asked, does this work on the Facebook timeline? Okay, Debbie, it does not work on quote the timeline, but you can integrate it with Facebook. So when I click publish, I've got lead pages, I've got WordPress, I download the plugin, we've kind of covered that, and I've got Facebook. Publish your page to Facebook with full lead pages functionality and performance. So I would click here to add it to Facebook. So I've got to choose my pages, which one that I want to use, which one I want to tie it to, etc. And then I would add a page tab. So it won't be in your timeline, but it will be on your page. Good question. Hazel said, will the recording be available? It will. I'll be emailing that out tonight. You're welcome, Prudence. She wanted to know about the lead box as well. Keith says, when they click get instant access on a lead box, does it then take them to another page or just close so they stay on your site? How do you like to deliver the PDF ebook that you offer from a lead box? What I like to do within the lead box, excellent question, is I usually use that thank you page, Keith. And so I'll enter the thank you page and it opens in a new window. So that's a great question. Good question. Kate wants to know, can I show you a thank you page? I sure can, Kate. Let's see, templates. Here are thank you pages. And there are a lot of different options that are here. But my favorite thank you page is actually this one. It says elegant thank you page because it's just super simple. I think that this one is good. This thank you webinar page is pretty good. The webinar thank you page with all these details are pretty good. But most people don't pay any attention to it. If you're doing a free giveaway or download with a webinar, this is a good one to use. But I usually use this elegant thank you page. So use this template. All set. So there is a little picture area. Let's put Paul Evans in there. Come all the way down. Click OK. It says all set. Your email has been verified and everything will be sent to you shortly. We've emailed you all the details, etc. Can click it by getting this button below, or they're giving me a little link right here, right? So I can click this link and insert a link there if I want to. Just put the URL in, or I can put an email in if I wanted to do that. And then here's the download now button. I can display download now, and then I can link it to a particular PDF. And so even when I save that, testing thank you, and save that page, I'm not going to track my conversions. Then I can take this link, say that I want to take that as my thank you page, And let's see, opt-in form integration. That one's not going to allow me to do it. Let's go back to lead boxes. Sorry about that. Edit. Any page that shows you a thank you page is where you can use it. And so I could set that lead page. I may not set that one up on my site. I may actually set that lead page up right there on lead pages, save it. And now once they fill in the form, they will automatically be transferred to that particular thank you page. Cheryl says, what are the top 3 lead pages that you use? You mentioned the 2-part giveaway. What are some others? All right, so let's go back to templates. And it really depends on the purpose, but I'll show you the ones that I really like. I've got an upcoming book. I'm going to use this one, the book sales page. I've used this 2-for-1 opt-in and webinar registration page that says Clay Collins and it's orange. I like it a lot. It's super clean. You said top 3, but I'm going to give you more. I love this page as just a standard opt-in page. You saw it when you click the link at paulbevans.com called Launch Your Voice there on the homepage, and I use this page. I've used it several times for opt-ins and for webinar registration. Works out extremely well, so I like it a lot. Any of their standard webinar pages convert real well. I love this for a book page. So let me go and show you an example of that one actually. So this is my God Loves Short People book. You can actually go to godloveshortpeople.com and opt in. So you've got your image there. You've got area for a few testimonials, video, what's this book about? Take a glimpse inside the book. So those are all 8 chapters, and about the author. Down at the bottom, click here to subscribe. So if people wanted to actually be notified of my release, they can grab that. So I love that one as well. And those are the ones that I think that I use the most. For really quick offers, I love the special offer video with a countdown clock. Like 24-hour flash sale. And those are the ones that I use the most. Obviously, this one. I think that's it. All right. Nicole said, thank you for doing this live training. You're welcome. So do you have to create a separate Facebook page, like a found page or a professional page to use lead pages on Facebook? You do need a fan page, or I guess that's what it's called. You need a page, Thomas. It can't be your profile page, your personal page. It does need to be like a professional page. A great question, Debbie. Debbie says, do you use that part that instantly delivers your giveaway where you upload it to lead pages? I don't use that personally, Debbie. I don't. But because some people want to know what that is, if I go to my account, lead magnet delivery, I've got a couple uploaded just for testing purposes that I did try out, Debbie. But folks, this is called a lead magnet. And if you upload your PDF, then some of the templates do allow lead magnet delivery. So you upload your PDF, and when you select that option within certain templates, and I don't have an example of every single template, but if it does give you the lead magnet delivery option, then you can select from a lead magnet that you have uploaded. All right, let's see. Grace asked about a thank you page to LeadPage. I think we just did that example a few minutes ago. Susan asked, where do you store your PDFs? How do you protect them? Obviously, you could do it here in Lead Magnet Delivery, but I also use Amazon S3 for a lot of my storage. How do you choose which templates to use? Do you just look around and see one you like, or do you go by the highest converting? Thomas, I tend to go by what I like. Now, here's the reason. Everybody won't agree with this because there is, the proven aspect of conversion. But here is the way that my mind works. When I see something that graphically I like, then when I'm writing copy to send somebody that page, I already feel good about it. Whereas even if the page supposedly converts high, but I don't like it, it doesn't look good to me, I don't write as convincing of copy. Other people, that doesn't affect, but it does me. So I tend to go by what I really like visually, Thomas. Thomas, I do split test on LeadPages. The question is, do you ever split test on LeadPages? I do occasionally, but usually, as an example with this webinar, when did I send out the email? Yesterday. And I only sent one. I didn't even follow up. And so with that, then I don't do any testing. I just send it out because if I trust the folks, if I feel like people can read the email and decide, yes, I'm going to opt in, or no, I'm not going to opt in before they ever get to the page, then I don't need to split test it. If I'm using a page to convince someone to make a decision, then I split test. Kate said, do the upsell pages work well? I've got no idea, Kate. I've not used it. Cassandra asked, Paul, why would a person use double opt-in and what would be the purpose? Just curious. People will use a double opt-in to make sure that they're guaranteed an actual email, because somebody could put in a fake email but still get to the download page, right? Get to the thank you page. Another option is that it protects you, because with double opt-in, nobody can come back and say, hey, I was just added to this list. They'll be like, nope, you had to confirm. You weren't just added. And another reason to use double opt-in is to guarantee attention. People who double opt-in are greater action takers and pay more attention than people who just opt in for the free thing. So there are 3 reasons, Cassandra. Cheryl said, this is awesome training, Paul. Thank you. You've become my favorite person. That's awesome. I'm sorry your list is not long. Have you used a 3-part video learning series template? If so, what are your thoughts? Prudence, I actually have. And I've used that for my signature product giveaways. So let's see here. Let me show everybody an example of those templates. Let's go to the pre-cart pages. Oh, that's not it. Launch pages. There we go. So with your launch pages, I tend to like this version right here. So use this template. I do like it, Prudence, because if in this case I'm using 4 videos, then it lets people see what's coming and they do tend to stay longer. So that can help you out a little bit when people are using these particular instances. So with this, folks, what you would do is in this first video, it would obviously be highlighted, and this one is not highlighted. But when I get to video number 2, I can make sure that it actually shows up. So what you do is that in your actual template area, once you've created some pages, then all I would do is come over here and I would actually duplicate that particular lead page 3 more times so that I would end up having 4 versions of it. So hopefully that makes sense. May not, but hopefully it does. But I'm not going to build that one out. But I do think that it works pretty well, Prudence, if I'm really trying to educate people and I'm not trying to train people. If I train people in my videos, then people feel like they've got something to go and do, and they end up thinking, well, once I get this done, then I might buy the product. But if I'm using it to educate so that people can make a better product decision, then I really do like it. Jeff says upsell pages are golden, so he likes that. Susan says this is very helpful. Thank you. Kate said, which page was that, Paul? I think that you may be talking about the launch pages, and that was the launch funnel page. Keith says, so could you use that video template to deliver a video course? If so, is there a way to make it so they can't simply share the URL anywhere they want? I don't think that that you can do that, Keith, because somebody could just take your link, unless you have it password protected. People could take your link and share it with somebody else. But I don't know that that's too bad of a thing, right? Because especially if they're shared video number 3 and then they want to go and get video number 2, they're going to have to opt in somewhere, right? Cassandra says, what are the pre-cart pages? So pre-cart pages. So this lead page, they call it pre-cart, but let me give you an example. Is a countdown, and then I'm interested in this offer. It says link to, and I'm going to link to my cart. So it's a pre-cart. This is really a miniature sales page is what I think of it as. And I love using this for 24-hour flash sales. Countdown clock, a little blip about whatever it is that you're selling, a picture of you or a picture of the product. I'm interested in this offer. And then you could have, I'm not interested in this offer, and it could send them, to another offer. You could put, I'm not interested in this offer. Show me something else. And you could just keep looping people through different offers using this simple little setup, right? So that could work out pretty well. But basically a pre-cart page, Cassandra, is the page just prior to checkout. Prudence says, thanks, Paul. Love the difference between education and training definition. This training has been very helpful to provide more clarity around lead pages. Thank you. All right, you're welcome. Let me look down my sheet real quick. Okay, we covered templates, how to connect autoresponder, how to connect GoToWebinar, how to change look and feel, how to use countdown timers, delay buttons, lead boxes, how to use lead pages with WordPress. We did cover other cool features. And you did get free coaching along the way and tutorials. All right, so promises delivered. Any other questions that you guys have? Any other questions? Just type those in now. I've got nothing else to cover. But I think this is a good overview. If you don't have lead pages and you want it, go to paulbevans.com/lead pages. That is my affiliate link, and that's how I would be paid for this service today, if you so choose. I obviously use lead pages. I love it, love it. What is the plug-in for WordPress? All right, Jennifer, this is on any of the pages. Let's see. All right, if I click publish and I click WordPress, it says download LeadPage WordPress plugin. When I click that, it's going to download to my computer. And then within WordPress, I'm going to load that plugin. I'm going to install the plugin just like I do any other plugin. And then over on the left-hand side, my Lead Pages plugin area is going to show up. So if I come over here to Lead Pages within my site, then Lead Pages that I have installed on my site are right there. Obviously, I am using lead pages. Let the record show that I actually use what I teach. All right. Kate said, awesome. Nancy said, you're wonderful. Grace said, awesome. Nancy, lead boxes. You said, what about your affiliate link for lead boxes? It should be linked if you ordered through me originally. If not, then there just won't be an affiliate tag, but I appreciate you asking. You could always open up a support ticket, Nancy, and say, hey, I just got lead boxes. I added that to my account. I want to make sure that Paul Evans gets credit for that. Cassandra says, do you have any other webinars or events coming up? Do you get out to the West Coast much? Would love to hear you speak. Hey, Cassandra, just get me invited out to the West Coast and I will be there. I'm doing a lot of insurance speaking right now, so I'm not doing quite as much online business speaking, but I'd love to come out to the West Coast. I love it. I don't have any other webinars or events coming up other than the nicheology one at the end of the month, but I'll send out a link about that. Debbie says, I'm trying to have people sign up for free coaching session, ideas on how to lead them to a place to get their phone number. What you could do with that, Debbie, is I don't think it'd be bad at all just to use a contact form on WordPress. Use something like a plugin called Contact Form 7, and that might be a great way to do it. You could do it two-step. One, you could use a lead page to capture their name and email address, and on the next page, you could actually set up a call. You could do that with Contact Form 7, or you could use something like Time Trade. Judy says, thank you so much, Paul. I'm delighted you volunteered to do this. You're welcome. Jennifer says, thanks. Sharon says, what would you use to sell an affiliate offer? So for my audience, using a video for a special offer if they purchase from my link. Really a lot of these tools could be used, Sharon, but let's go back to those little pre-cart pages right here. And let's just say that I used this if I wanted to. Then this could actually be an affiliate link. You could say, my special bonus for buying X product will expire in, and it has the countdown clock. When you purchase Lead Pages today, I will give you a free one-on-one coaching session of 30 minutes, but only if you use the link below. And then I'm interested in this offer, and guess what that link would be? It would be my affiliate offer. So that could work out. So any of the pages, Sharon, that use a checkout link, you could use. Thomas says, do you think it's more expensive monthly option is worth it? I'm thinking of starting with the 37 and upgrade if necessary. Hey, just start with 37, Thomas, and upgrade when you're ready. Man, no pressure on that. Nancy said she would add my name in. That's good. Rick says, Paul, not bad. I was at a mastermind with Rick last week, and hope he didn't mind. I was joking on him. I can be like levels 1 through 10. I'm probably level 6 right now for me, maybe level 5. I mean, I don't really have just mega high energy today. I'm not just mega hyper and hyper excited because I'm having to think and process through these pages, right? And so even now when I'm not doing anything, you can obviously tell that my voice, my cadence, my rhythm, my energy, all that changes. Well, we were joking about Rick. He's a professor, and we were saying that his top level was level 3. And so he's now saying things like, Paul, not bad, and that equals like awesome to Rick. I love Rick. He is a great guy doing some great work in the nonprofit field and in the grant writing field. And even though we joke about him having a low energy level, the truth is Joker is extremely witty, extremely fun, and makes a huge impact on his students. Scott says, are there any analytics to do with lead pages? Thank you. Great webinar. There are some built-in analytics that'll show you like the conversion rates, the number of people hit your page, the number of people that converted. Like the sign up for this webinar had a 95% conversion rate. However, in a lot of the lead pages, you do have the option to actually add in your own like tracking code, and you could put some analytic code in there. So that's a great question, Scott. So if you're using Google Analytics, you can use something like that. Cassandra said, awesome, amazing coach, mentor, and come to LA. Yeah, invite me out to LA, Cassandra. I'll come out there. Find me a venue. Lots of thanks. Thank you, Paul. It's been informative. I'll definitely be trying this out for my business. That's from Selma. Awesome. Kay said, thank you. Sharon said, perfect. Thank you. Tom says, do I see that Lead Pages does not integrate with Infusionsoft? Let's check it out. Let's check it out real quick. My account. Integrations. It does integrate with Infusionsoft, Tom. There you go. Sharon said, I just went to 7. Thomas said, you're great even with low energy. Snowden said, when the replay be available? I'll mail that out tonight, Snowden. Cheryl says, can't wait to read God Loves Short People. Hey, and guys, if you go to godloveshortpeople.com, it is obviously a book for those who believe in the Bible. But if you are a serious theologian, I do not get it because I do happen to have a sarcastic sense of humor and I make fun of those of us who are believers. So, yeah, there's a little word of warning there. Keith says, I just spent last week coaching at SCORE conference. Well done, Paul, in scoring this webinar. Good, Keith. Hey, I love that. I love the SCORE conference. Awesome. Great training as always. That's from Kate. All right, guys. Well, I think we've about covered everything. We've got a final question. Cassandra says, I noticed you have several email service providers. Is there a different reason? There really is. Some of those are Carrie's and some of those are mine. I do have one shopping cart. I tested Get Response, even though I'm not using it right now. I tend to use Aweber more than anything. Carrie's using MailChimp and Office Autopilot. So there you go. Jeff says, humorous sarcasm about believers, you? All right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming out. And if you want to get lead pages, go to paulbevans.com/lead pages. And I will get this replay out tonight and I'll email it to everybody who remained on that list where you opted in and you stayed on the Aweber list. If you thought, well, I don't want to be on another email list, I just clicked unsubscribe, then you will not be getting the replay. Otherwise, I'll email that out tonight. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. I hope that you'll maximize lead pages. And if we need to do another webinar on this in the future, I'll be glad to do that. And I may email some other resources to help you with training as well with lead pages. Until next time, Paul Evans for paulbevans.com. Go over there and opt in for all my free gear. And as always, success is not an accident. Be blessed.